Hello, a warm welcome and many thanks for joining us. Where are the fathers? Please gather the family. It's time for Newsline, your potpourri of human interest stories. I am Jennifer Igwe. Today is Father's Day, a day set aside worldwide to honor and recognize the diverse impact and contribution of fathers, intending ones, and father figures. The celebration of fatherhood amplifies the essential role of the head of the family and influence. Although celebrated on different dates globally, many nations observe the day on the third Sunday in June. Top on our lineup today is a special feature celebrating fathers, our heroes without cape. Now, heroic deeds of fathers are not just restricted to the home front. Sometimes they selflessly go the extra mile to affect lives in astonishing ways. We have a story of a super dad who put his life on the line to save lives, community, and property. The risk he took was like a scene from a superhero movie. And still on selfless deeds, the free initiative of a female lawyer has saved a good number of people from languishing behind bars. Stay tuned to find out how and why she takes on cases without fees. Her form of pro bono has also transformed lives. We have other intriguing stories, so stay on the line. The news segment first, and Claire Adelabu Abdurazak is ready for it. Claire, good to see you. And how did you celebrate Father's Day? I'm curious.
Well, just to say a big congratulations to all fathers, but to add again, Jennifer, that every day is Mother's Day. Take note of that. All right, welcome to Abuja, and of course the news comes first. President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abiodun Oyebanji, as he is declared governor-elect in the Ekiti State governorship election. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the president says the victory was well-deserved and urges him to be magnanimous in victory. President Buhari also rejoices with the APC chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, and the National Working Committee, describing the victory as proof of public confidence in the APC as the choice platform for good governance, especially as the nation prepares for the coming elections in Osun and nationwide in 2023. And the All Progressives Congress national leader and presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has congratulated Ekiti State Governor-elect Abiodun Oyebanji and the party for winning this Saturday, June 18, 2022 governorship election. A statement by the Tinubu Media Group commends Oyebanji for the steadfastness and passion he brought into the campaign, which paid off with the emphatic and outstanding victory. Tinubu, in the statement, was full of praise for the party's governors and members of the National Working Committee of the APC for recording their first major electoral victory, charging them not to relent in their efforts to lead the party to greater victory in 2023 general elections. The APC presidential candidate salutes the people of Ekiti State for voting for progressive leadership and continuity. He also praised the hard work and tenacity of the party's governors to achieve the victory. The feat, he says, should motivate and inspire members to go for more victories in the coming elections. And the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, congratulates the APC candidate Abiodun Oyebanji on his victory in the Ekiti State governorship election. Senator Lawan also congratulates the APC both at the state and national levels and the people of Ekiti on the peaceful and successful conduct of the polls, and also for making what he says is the right choice. The outcome of the election, the President of the Senate says, further demonstrates the trust and confidence of Nigerians across the country in the APC. The All Progressives Congress, the APC, also congratulates and profoundly appreciates the people of Ekiti State for reaffirming their confidence in the party by rallying around the governor-elect Abiodun Oyebanje. The party also commends the governor, Atiku Bagudu-led campaign council, for discharging their assignment with extraordinary commitment and efficiency. The commendation also goes to the party's presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC governors and party leaders for their highly valued contribution to the success of the party in the election ahead of the 2023 general elections. The APC urges the people of Ekiti State and indeed Nigerians to sustain their support for the party by voting overwhelmingly for all its candidates, as the party remains unwavering in its commitment to improving the quality of governance and standard of living of all Nigerians. And Ekiti State Governor-elect Abiodun Oyebanje of the All Progressives Congress APC has pledged extensive consultations, including invitation to his co-contestants in his quest to sustain development in the state. Now, he announced this while giving his acceptance speech following his declaration as the winner of the Saturday's governorship election by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Here is our correspondent, Kunle Adeyeye, with the report.
News conference, the governor-elect admitted that governance is tasking but has taken the responsibility, having gathered much experience while serving the state in different capacities. He emphasized that he will reach out to his co-contestants in the interest of the state.
We will continue our consultation to seek more input into our blueprint for the state, and will, in the coming days, open formal channels through which you can send suggestions to us. We want to continue to listen to you.
Meanwhile, the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, SDP Sheguni, who came second in the election, has described the results as unacceptable. He told NTA News at his Ifaki country home that the result is being studied and urged his supporters to remain calm. In Ado-Ekiti, Kunle Adeyeye, NTA News.
Now, following months of epileptic power supply in Abuja and environs, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, says it is embarking on 40 quick win projects aimed at rehabilitating its network to improve power supply. A statement by its managing director, Adoye Fadebi, the projects currently ongoing include deloading the overloaded feeders, acquiring new distribution transformers, and repair of 78 existing ones. This, he says, is in addition to ongoing maintenance on its 34 power transformers. While acknowledging the persistent poor electricity supply in Abuja and environs, AEDC appeals to electricity consumers to be patient as industry players addresses broader challenges of low generation system instability. To other sorrows, a leading betting company in Nigeria, 1xBet, is rewarding its loyal customers in its 1xBet Safari promo. Kende Adebisi, who was at the event, reports that one lucky winner walked away with a grand prize of a brand new SUV.
The skies are opened and the heavens have decided to bless the earth with its showers. Both old and new subscribers to 1xBet converged on Ikeja Mall in Lagos, defiling the rains to witness a life-changing moment for the lucky winners of the 1xBet Safari promo.
One advantage we have is the abundance of our various promotions. Aside from the fact that we are one of the best in Africa and in the world. Since we have, it's difficult to compete with us in the amount of bonus that we give. You will see that for this particular program, we are giving 300% bonus.
Muriel Zor Pascal, a primary school teacher, like two other winners, are going home with brand new phones.
They sent me a message that I won, but I didn't see it until they called me on phone, telling me about the winning.
So how did you feel when you
I felt so happy. Seriously, I was like on top of the world.
I want to use myself as an example to show to all Nigerians, most especially Bayelsa, my people, that 1x is real. 1X is real and of course is the best.
And for the grand prize winner today, Idechukwu, the call that he won a brand new SUV car is still a mirage.
Oh my God, congratulations. 500, there you go. I will start paying 500 naira.
This is the biggest win. I think this compensates for any money I've lost and all the money I've lost. So it's great. It's fantastic.
Apart from putting in place a reward mechanism for its timid customers every 3 months under the 1xBet Safari promo, the company intends to expand the campaign to other parts of the country. In Lagos, Kendi at ABC and News.
Worthy compensation indeed. Now, 3 months after he was awarded Philanthropist of the Year by independent newspaper, Daniel Omoyibo, popularly known as Damotech, awarded an honorary doctorate degree of science by the Federal University of Petroleum in Effium, Delta State last week. Daniel Omoyibo is the Chief Executive Officer of Damotech, which is an oil and gas company, and has been in the petroleum business for almost 3 decades. Daniel is a philanthropist who has also generated so much employment through his companies in Delta. He is regarded by many as deserving of this honorary doctorate degree.
University of Petroleum Resources, Effium, Delta State, at its 3rd convocation ceremony, conferred honorary doctorate awards on outstanding Nigerians who have contributed to the growth and development of the petroleum industry. Engineer Daniel Elizino Omoyibo, Chief Executive Officer of Danotech Oil and Gas, was one of the awardees. Danotech Oil and Gas Limited, a wholly indigenous company, is a major employer of labor and has built capacity in the industry through its operations. As Chancellor of the University of Petroleum Resources, His Royal Majesty Oba Babatunde Adewale Ajayi, the Akarigbo of Remo Land, Ogun State, affirmed at the recent convocation ceremony the awards were reserved for Nigerians who have contributed immensely to the growth of the petroleum industry. Daniel Omoyibo, popularly known as Danotech, a major employer of labor in the Niger Delta who has successfully managed over 8 companies, is also a philanthropist of repute. His pet project, Danotech Foundation, is dedicated to the socio-economic emancipation of the downtrodden in society.
He deserves the award, and even more than that, they have used his resources to empower people.
Damotech, as we used to call him, is a diva that has affected the life of the common man, especially in Isoko.
In recognition of his industry and selfless service to humanity, the independent newspaper in March this year named Engineer Omoyibo Philanthropist of the Year.
I am happy for them to recognize or to know what I've been doing as a philanthropist or what I've been doing for humanity. With this, if I am doing good, I will make sure I continue and improve on it the more.
A major player in the hospitality industry, Danotech is also Chief Executive Officer of Dantinajo Gold Resort, a 5-star hotel located in Uli in Isoko South Local Government Area of Delta State.
All right, that was a special one on the recipient of that honorary doctorate degree, Daniel Omoyibo. Now, trade ministers from member countries of the World Trade Organization have adopted 10 decisions and declarations at the just concluded World Trade Organization WTO 12th Ministerial Conference at Geneva, Switzerland. The Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mariam Katkun, who led the Nigerian delegation, commended the Director General, WTO, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on the structured modalities of sessions, which provided its constructive way of engagement on the WTO response to the pandemic, food crisis, fisheries subsidies, agricultural reforms, and general reforms as part of the conference's outcome document. 10 ministerial decisions and declarations were adopted by the trade ministers, including adoption of the 20 year's outstanding agreement on fisheries subsidies, among others. The ministerial conference is the topmost decision-making body of the WTO. Now, as part of activities marking 60 years of existence, the leadership of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, is back in Baghdad, where it all started, to celebrate the story of courage, cooperation, and commitment in providing safe and affordable energy to the global community. Here is Benny Adams with the details.
Is 60 years of providing purposeful leadership in the global energy market under the umbrella of OPEC. And the man of the moment, whose vision and leadership style has helped to stabilize the global energy market, is Nigeria's Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo.
Was barely 1 year old.
The Baghdad Conference in 1960 had the OPEC founding members as Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela
gathered together in this very location, in this very historic hall and sharp hall on that fateful day to midwife the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Country into the world.
Iraqi's Minister of Oil and head of his delegation to OPEC, Ihsan Abdul Jabbar Ismail, says the book will be a useful reference tool for future generations who seek to acquaint themselves better with OPEC. Divided into two sections, the book x-rays the 60 years and cross-cutting issues, including key events that predate its establishment, while the second part explores important topics for the organization's mission and work. Today, the organization has 13 member countries, including Nigeria. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
All right, let's take you now to Saudi, where indications are real that Nigerians are making strategic efforts towards making our country proud. Correspondent Yusuf Umar discovers a Nigerian lady residing in Medina who is making a difference in her own way.
This is Sadia Shuaibu, a Nigerian from Kano State residing in Medina, Saudi Arabia. She is one of the few Nigerians promoting the image of the country in Saudi Arabia through her catering investment of about 2 million Saudi Riyal, which is equivalent to 350 million Naira, with 108 members of staff, out of which 45 are Nigerians. This is one of the kitchen responsible for providing Nigerians pilgrims with what to eat within their stay in Medina. Apart from engaging her catering services and 3 other companies, NACON is responsible for proper supervision of the pilgrim's meal to ascertain its quality, quantity and nutritional value.
What surprised me is that those that are preparing this food, most of them are Nigerians who knows how to prepare Nigerian delicacy.
Different varieties of Nigerian delicacies, fruit and beverages are provided to the pilgrims.
During the dinner breakfast period, we provide beans for them, we provide pancake, we provide apple.
We really appreciate the government for giving us good breakfast and dinner. We appreciate the government.
The idea is to ensure that Nigerians have better and qualitative services in Saudi Arabia. From Medina to Munawwara, Yusuf Umar, NTA News.
All right, now, today, June 19, is commemorated as Father's Day. Nigerian fathers are joining their global counterparts to flaunt it. Now, here in Nigeria, some church services this Sunday in the Federal Capital Territory took out time to celebrate and honor the gender believed to have been ordained by God as His representatives, especially in our homes. And the key sermon today for the fathers is standing responsibly by the family. And our correspondent, Deborah Gazaji Micah, reports.
Fathers are a reflection of God in the family, serving as the supports and support system. This celebration, however, for that father in any given home to lead by example as their children's heroes.
Every family is a nation, and the father is the head of that nation, or you can call him the king.
You need to educate them. Whatever happens, the family, either good or bad, the father ought to take responsibility.
Fathers need to know that if the head is good, the body or the entire family and the society will feel the impact.
We want our fathers to be friendly. Know that when they stress out themselves, they come home tired. They are unable to relate and to connect with the wives and the children.
Fathers are expected to create atmosphere of love.
Do all within the context of remembering that they are the source and the support for society.
Insecurity in the society today, and a lot of untoward behavior simply because the father is absent.
It's as if we are losing the value, the core value of a true father. A true father will not discriminate over any of his children.
Fathers are to be role models unto their children.
More than 3,000 local churches of the Nigerian Baptist Convention are observing the celebration with focus on the friendly father. Deborah Ozaji, Micah, NTA.
And News reaching out says Kaduna State Government has confirmed killing of 3 worshippers attacked by bandits in Kajuru local government area. The bandits are said to have stormed some villages on motorcycles and attacked worshippers in Maranatha Baptist and St. Moses Catholic churches, killing 3 people and injuring 2. The statement by the state government said already security personnel have been drafted to the affected areas to hunt the bandits. While commiserating with the victims, the State Deputy Governor Hadiza Balarabe condemned the attack and described it as barbaric and pure injustice. She appeals for calm as government is doing everything possible to restore security of lives and property in the state. As the saying goes, love is blind. But that may be true in the past. Not anymore, as emerging medical conditions and complications have revealed that within medical context, intending couples need to shine their eyes. In our next report, a survivor of sickle cell disorder gives us an insight while intending couples ought to keep their eyes open while in love. Uche Ugochukwu tells us more.
When I was about to get married, and I know quite well that AS and AS can't get married, I was ready to give up the love for the unborn children.
If I know from the early stage, I could have not married her. Why? Because I find it painful when I notice those children are in pain. And those are the most intelligent ones, the ones I like the most.
Many homes experience the pains of Nehemiah Sunday, and on the other hand, some intending couples are in the dilemma of sacrificing their love or risking the pains and regrets of Nehemiah. Today, the World Health Organization puts the prevalence of sickle cell disease in Nigeria at about 20 per 1,000 births.
This one that is sickle shape hinders the free flow of oxygen in the bloodstream of the body system, so thereby creating pain. But the one that is normal flows easily to every part of the body, and that is why when it is sickled, it is very, very fatal, and that is by inheritance.
Ignorance, inadequate information, and resistance to change are identified as key factors responsible for the rise in cases in Nigeria. So, a non-governmental organization, Sickle Cell Disorder Survivors Foundation, whose founder is a sufferer, is poised to change the narrative.
Before I got to know that I'm a sickler because I'm not opportune to be born into an educated family, they were telling that my parents were losing my siblings
siblings, and they attributed it to Abiku, Ogbanje, enemies, witchcraft, and all of that. And so there is need for them to know what genotype, compatible genotype before marriage. There is need for this awareness and sensitization.
Aside the interactive lectures, the foundation embarked on a work to observe the 2022 World Sickle Cell Disorder Day, tagged Shine the Light on Sickle Cell. Uche, NTA News.
There is a great link between the rising rate of crime and menace of drug abuse. It is in this regard that psychologists believe that controlling substance abuse is a task for all. Etim Ukon Usanga is using his gift of writing to reorientate drug addicts through his latest novel he entitled The Death Stick. Francis Foom reports.
Substance abuse amongst youth is fast becoming a global public health concern. Despite efforts by the government through the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to stem its tide, there has been a consistent spate in the number of cases, especially among adolescents. However, this 152-page book, The Death Stick, written by Etim Okon Usanga, exposes to the youth the dire consequences of tobacco smoking and substance abuse.
Every nook and cranny of this nation you go, you find cigarettes. And what it does is to kill gradually. And what does it kill? It kills destinies.
The book reviewer describes it as an expressive literature that belongs to the drama genre.
Act 1 is the exposition, and it has 5 scenes. Act 2, the complication, it has 5 scenes. And of course, all the acts have five scenes. Now, the book has 152 pages.
Other works of the author include Scream of Purpose, The Blind Seer, Grabbed the Opportunity, Whistleblower, Chief Amber's Pet, and The Cry of a Warrior, amongst others. Franks is from NTA News.
All right, and in sports, Toby Musa runs her best in 100 meters hurdles in Paris. For this and other stirring stories, here is Cynthia Ogun.
Super Falcons are determined to be Africa's champions for the 10th time in history, with intense training already in full swing ahead of the 14th Women's Africa Cup of Nations billed for Morocco. Super Falcons media officer revealed that the technical crew are deliberate in preparing the ladies for the crucial test, including warding off potential distractions from the media in order to keep the players focused.
Everybody wants to use the Super Falcons to make a news, but I would want to tell people that it is our duty as a team to make sure that we sustain and maintain our #1 spot in Africa.
In the meantime, a total of 16 goals were scored today as Takada FC and Remo Stars recorded the highest goal margin 3-1 victory against title holders Aqua United and Lobi Stars in March Day 34 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Kwara United pipped Sunshine Stars by a lone goal to return to winning ways in Kwara Sports Complex. MFM secured a comfortable 2-1 win over Eimba International at the Agege Stadium, while Wiki Tourist and second place Plateau United drew 1-1 with Shooting Stars and Gombe United. To athletics, Nigeria's track sensation Toby Amusan, who has been outstanding with back-to-back wins in the just concluded African Championship and Continental Gold Tour in Finland, made Nigeria proud again when she stormed to a 12.41 seconds to win the 100 meters hurdle and break her previous Africa record. In tennis, top seed Ons Jabir secured a third career title when opponent Belinda Bencic was forced to retire injured in the Berlin Open final on Sunday. Bencic suffered an ankle injury in the final game of the opening set, and though the Swiss player continued for 3 more games, she called a halt to the match while trailing 6-3, 2-1. In other news, in a bid to protect athletes' rights and competitive fairness, global body body for swimming, FINA, has banned transgender athletes from competing against women in elite races. The decision, which was made during FINA's Extraordinary General Congress, saw 71% of 152 national federations vote in favor of the policy. The new policy only makes transgender competitors eligible to compete in women's races as long as their transition is completed by the age of 12. With sports update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
And that's also the news from Abuja studio. Don't forget to always join us in our fight against rape and rapists. After the commercials, Jennifer Igwe will come back for more on Newsline, and hopefully she will also tell us how she does spend her Father's Day celebration.
Welcome back. Now, because of the very important role my father played in my life and how I appreciate fathers the world over, I joined them in church today for Thanksgiving. But can you imagine a world without men, just children and women? Is not and can never be possible because of many reasons, including the fact that procreation, whether natural or through scientific means, involves vital contribution from a man. So men are the backbone that holds the world and sustains it. Our next report from Annie Daniels, is a tribute to men whose efforts are being celebrated in most parts of the world today.
A glorious church service there celebrating Father's Day.
We are not just celebrating Father's Day just for jamboree, for celebrating sake. We are celebrating Father's Day to impress upon the society that the fathers are there and will be there always to show direction.
But if a father just gives back and takes a walk, that one is not a father, that one is an animal. And you see children from such, our bringing, we definitely have dysfunctional personalities when they grow up. And those dysfunctional children always, if they get married, will be violent.
Would that be the reason cases of gender-based violence, crimes and criminality have persisted while homeless children are still on the streets?
Bandits, thieves, armed robbers, kidnappers, they are, if somebody gave birth to them. But you see, along the line, because of irresponsibility of not taking care of these children, many people chasing money instead of taking care of their homes, most of these children veer into criminality. And also that's why we are becoming restless in the society.
Restless society. My respondents agree that every father must play the role of a provider, protector and priest. But is that the case after all?
Definitely they are not meeting all the P's, like a provider, a protector and all that. They are not meeting it. And the challenges of our time is also making them, not to meet up their responsibilities now.
These area boys under the Oshodi Bridge say they know nothing about their fathers. And for this one, he will never have anything to do with his father, who he alleged abandoned him at an early age.
My papa, my mama, they need to get together. When from small, they don't fight. Make your spiritual father your father. Make your uncle that is your father's uncle or brother that is responsible, your father. He may not be taking care of you financially, but he'll be guiding you. If you are very close with such father, interacting with you, he'll be guiding you on moral issues.
These children can't help but celebrate their parents on their days. So I asked, what gifts would they love to present to their parents?
I present a wristwatch and a big hug.
Look at mom.
Maybe a necklace. The gift I'll present to my dad is I'll get first overall in my graduation. And for this, my mom, I'll help her in all the house chores by help money and I'll buy wristwatch for my dad. Wow. I wish if I grow up, I wish you still be alive.
I was surprised at a very big thing. I can buy her car, build her house, so many things.
Did you hear that? Wristwatch for his dad and a big house for his mom. Final words from my respondents.
Man is the sustainer, is the provider. So if you're not there for them to see you and know you on time, they can even call you uncles.
There are some occasions where some fathers have started weeping when the children they forgot, or they they did not even remember to train, and now caring for them, they will be crying like babies.
Now, not all heroes wear capes. Fathers and all those who stand as one are proof of this. We really appreciate them, their non-stop love, efforts and contributions. Now to another outstanding father. One man in the past few days dominated headlines for his heroic actions in averting a disastrous petrol tanker explosion that could ordinarily have claimed lives and property. The incident, which happened in Agbaho community in Ughelli, North Local Government area of Delta State, has earned the tanker driver Ejiro Otarigo a hero status and accolades from Nigerians. Tessie Coker, who visited the community, brings us this startling and nerve-breaking account of how the burning tanker was bravely maneuvered to safety by the driver without casualties.
Actor Ejiro Otarigo, who resides in Agbaro, Delta State, jumped into the waves of a packed tanker that had caught fire in the premises of a filling station with little regards to the risk it posed to his life. He instead considered the safety of lives and property of the immediate environment.
This community is where I come from. The consideration was that if I stay here and people get burnt, am I able to live in this community? I just said, instead of it to get to that extent, let it be me alone and the truck.
Back home, his newly married pregnant wife was oblivious of what would have befallen them had it not turned out well.
When I got to this scene, I could not even see my husband. I was afraid. I thought maybe they deceived me that he's there. But I was looking for him. I saw people carrying somebody, but I'm not seeing the person. So I had to leave that place because of the crowd and all the rest. But if something would have happened to him, I don't know what I would have done.
For the people of Agbaro and other deltas, Otarigo has saved the country from what would have been a monumental loss.
My driver Ejiro called me, Oga, our tanker don't catch fire for road. I said, what happened? He said, I don't know. But I said, please, summon courage. He told the motorboy to calm down, that he cannot save him and save himself and save the truck. So when the motorboy came down, he moved with the fire.
Our keke is behind the tanker driver. So on his way going, immediately we'll just see fire out of it suddenly. Now, instead of having to leave the tanker driver to burn down, destroy property and destroy life, instead he took it to a safe place. That, in fact, I will tell you, the man is a hero.
This Ejiro Otarigo is that he just got married some few months back, and his wife is even heavily pregnant. Such people would have just said, I don't want to die you. And he jumped away. I leave the tanker to burn.
We saw fire on the tanker, and so I have to follow the tanker with machine where the fire was going on. So we are trying to tell the driver to jump down from the truck, but he refused. He said no, that it's going to save lives and property.
Meanwhile, the Delta State government has commended Otarigo for a selfless act, even as the Deputy Senate President of Nigeria, Ovie Omo-Agege, recommends a national award to him.
The governor of Delta, Senator Dr. Mayokowa, congratulated him, commended him for that great feat. It was uncommon. We can't describe it because it was just amazing what that man did. And immediately, many all of us in government here, I personally put a call across to him. The Secretary of State government, Chimpatuka, called him too, and the governor himself.
This shows that despite the challenges in the country, there are still Nigerians who can give their all for others to live.
Shows that fatherhood is not about the immediate family, not you being father to your children, but also actions all around your environment. A true hero for sure. Now, one of life's persistent and urgent questions often asked is, what are you doing for others, especially in a world where many are more concerned about themselves and immediate gratification they get at the slightest opportunity. The story of Oluremi Orija, a young lawyer who in her service to humanity has saved a good number of people from languishing behind bars, provides answers to this quest for upholding humanity. Amaka Owo had an interaction with her.
Is no longer in denial that cases of persons who have been awaiting trial and have been unjustly reprimanded flood the criminal justice system across the country. These individuals spend years of their productive lives languishing in congested cells with convicted criminals and oftentimes are forgotten except for immediate members of their families who may not have the capability to alleviate their plight. Meets Oluremi Orija, a lady who is driven by passion for the legal profession and desire for a just and equal society.
Indigent people that obviously cannot afford legal services being charged for cases, and these cases ranges from minor to capital offenses. So I'm of the opinion that regardless of the offense you're being charged for, your own side of the story must be heard. And that's the essence of rule of law, that's the essence of justice. That the parties are heard and the judge can then pronounce a judgment based on facts and law and everything before the court.
After her call to bar some years ago, she took up the challenge of bridging the gap in the administration of justice for minor cases. More captivating is the fact that she provides free legal counsel for those unable to afford services of a lawyer.
So I'd say firsthand someone charged with very minor offenses like argument with your neighbor, fight with your neighbor, stealing of 10,000 naira, very minor misdemeanor, we call them in law, and they are in prison for so long awaiting trial because they don't have lawyers. So I've witnessed these things firsthand in the courtroom, and I thought to myself, somebody must be doing something for these guys.
Oluremi shares more compelling stories that sparked her motivation.
Being in the courtroom in 2014, and I saw a young man that was being charged for breaking crates of eggs. And the crate of eggs at the time was worth 2,000 naira. So when the court was about to remand the guy, although the court had granted him bail, right, then it was about to remand him. It was at that point I stood up and said, I would like to take his case for free. And the court obliged me. So I made an application on his behalf. So I would urge the court to allow people in the courtroom contribute this 2,000 naira, give it to the woman, and let everyone go home free. So I said to myself, so if I can do this within 10 minutes, I could do much more for a whole lot of people in the same faith in our prisons.
No doubt her good works continue to attract other young persons interested in volunteer services.
Being a lawyer that has been able to do something like this, and you see other people who are unfortunate and they are still languishing in custody and they don't, being able to help someone, it's a whole lot. It's making impact, and is how I feel I am making the society safe. Because if you get those people out in good time, it is giving them hope.
No other way to impact the society than putting a smile on the faces of others. This young man, Ugochukwu Peace, is a beneficiary of Oluremi's benevolence. Says he committed no crime but spent 2 years at the correctional center before he got help from this kind lawyer and her team.
It is 2019. Now I carry market from Motopass go Orile Ugomi. Police start to arrest people for Orile Ugomi. Me, I don't know what thing they happen. As I carry market, as I carry this one now police are going to arrest me.
On the other hand, decongesting correctional centers remains a top priority for the government. The facilities in Lagos attest to receiving support from this lawyer and her team.
Congestion is a public fact, and when we have inmates that don't have to stay longer than necessary within our facility, it helps. The tension is reduced, the numbers are reduced, and so we can actually cater for those that are still within our facilities and custodial centers and effectively control them.
Oluremi Orija, who started practicing the legal profession in 2013, is also inspired by her late father, who was an advocate and a councillor in Ekiti State. The impact this amiable wife, mother and voice of the voiceless is a pointer to the fact that in whatever we do, showing a bit of kindness and love to others can go a long way in making the world a better place.
Thank you, Amaka. Now, one of the most beautiful virtues ever is affecting and changing lives through selfless service. Well done. Now, the tragedy that struck in Obinze community, Owerri West local government area of Imo State, Monday, 6, 2022, caught social media attention. A man, his wife, and 4 other members of the family were reported to have died in their sleep. In search of facts behind the mysterious occurrence, Chibuike Chiku visited the community and now shares his findings.
The people of Obinze Autonomous Community in our West local government area of Imo State woke up Monday morning, June 6, 2022, with the news of 12 family members who slept but were later discovered unconscious the next morning. Social media accounts of the incident, which went viral, attributed it to attack of a deity brought to the family over a land dispute. This further heightened the reaction of Nigerians, necessitating the visit of NTA News to the scene of the incident. Interactions with some members of the community revealed that they raised an alarm after several calls put across to the head of the affected family, one Kingsley Oguzie, who until his death was the chief driver to the former House of Representatives member, Uche Onyagocha.
I was with him the day before, and around 5:30 p.m. I asked him to go home because there was nothing for him to do, and I asked him to report where he left me in the hotel to come and pick me between 6:30 and 7 to take me back to the airport. But unfortunately, I phoned his number repeatedly from 6:30 till 7 a.m. and he didn't answer. Upon arrival in Abuja, I then called them back. I said, have you found out why he didn't answer to my numerous calls? And he said that they just broke into the house and narrated the incident of what happened.
According to the people, the victims were quickly rushed to the Imo State Specialist Hospital, where 6 were confirmed dead and others responding to treatment.
They couldn't even breathe properly. That was why they had to connect oxygens to each and every one of them. They didn't realize any physical infliction. They didn't realize any strangulation on them or anything that could have led to this state of distress. They didn't realize any other thing. So the causes of death is still what they are still using samples to find out from those that are alive.
Some of the victims narrate their ordeal.
That night, all of us were beaten, but we cannot express what is beating us. As you can see my face, we was beaten and flogged.
After we finished praying that night, we entered our rooms. Few minutes later, my cousin Onyinyechi started having concussion. While all of us rushed to drive home, my brother Ebuka started having it too. Before we know it, everybody in the house started having concussion.
I have just heard about that or something like that for the first time. It's unfortunate,
And then to me, it's a strange happening.
The police public relation officer, Imo State Command, Michael Abatam, who spoke off camera, confirmed the incident, promising adequate investigation.
Strange indeed, sad and worrisome. We'll give you an update on that because we'll be following the story. Time for a break. Newsline will continue shortly. Come back. Now to what brands are doing. The oldest and first Islamic school, established 61 years ago in Zaria, is now wearing a new look, courtesy of Fidelity Bank, one of the leading financial institutions in the country. Remodeling the citadel of Islamic knowledge is part of the bank's corporate social responsibilities. Tina Toro, who witnessed the inauguration of the community-based Islamic school, tells us more.
The school in the heart of Zaria ancient city was established by late Magajin Garin Zazzau Nuhu Bamali, father of Emir Ambassador Ahmad Nuhu Bamali. Since the establishment more than 6 decades ago, children from far and wide benefit across all areas of Islamic education.
Education is very key. The recent UNICEF report said that about 11 million children between the ages of 5 and 14, they are out of school. So we need to the responsibility of everybody to get these children back to school. So that's why we are renovating schools, we are equipping schools.
However, over the years, aging infrastructure continued to affect progress of the school. But there is new lease of life with intervention by Fidelity Bank.
And you can see the school now has turned to a modern school. This is part of what we do as Fidelity Bank PLC.
Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Ahmad Nuhu Bamali, an alumnus of the school, says the vision of founding fathers should be sustained.
It's so well done that I think if you were to wake up now, you'll be so glad, so pleased, so happy, and you will sleep soundly without thinking of anything. I think it's worth it, and we find that they have enough classes. They have made it in such a way that no matter how difficult are the children in terms of behaving, they will behave well, they remain inside the school. It is easy enough for the administration to control the children.
We thank the Fidelity Bank for bringing their resources to renovate the school.
The bank provided an ATM facility at the Emir's Palace to ease financial transactions.
Initiative. Now, the beauty of Nigeria's unity in diversity was on display in Ibadan as the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Olalekan Balogo, conferred chieftaincy titles of Are Fiwajoye of Ibadan on Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State and Yeye Are Fiwajoye of Ibadan on his wife, Professor Hafsat Abdullahi Ganduje. Correspondent Kayode Oladoshu reports that the epoch-making occasion was indeed a fusion of Hausa and Yoruba cultures.
They say has no hiding place in water. This perhaps best explains the presence of Executive Governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, all the way from the far north to the ancient city of Ibadan, in company of his wife, Professor Hafsat Ganduje, both fully decked in Yoruba attire, accompanied by guests and dignitaries across the country, set the stage for another landmark event at the historic Mako Hall. Occasion was the conferment of honorary title on Governor Ganduje as the Are Fiwajoye of Ibadan land and Yeye Are Fiwajoye on Professor Hafsat Ganduje by His Imperial Majesty the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Maud Olalekan Balogun. This was described a symbol of unity and deepening of national integration.
This historic event and the occasion, I'm not surprised, considering the relationship between the the people of Ibadan and the people of Kano State. These are the two oldest cities and largest cities in Nigeria.
Holding brief for Olubadan, Senator representing Oyo South Senatorial District, Kola Balogun, stressed that the occasion was a re-establishment of the bond between Kano and Ibadan City.
At this point in time in the history of this nation, these are the things we need: intermarriage and cultural exchange. Therefore, he said they would like to establish that bond between Kano and Ibadan.
Away from the traditional title, Tono Ganduje was also turbanned and installed as Adin of Yoruba land.
This installation of this very important title is encouraging me and it's motivating me to put more efforts and encourage Islamic learning and also promote those who are accessing Islamic education in the country.
What this honor means to us is that we have to be together, we have to remain together, we have to ensure the unity of our country.
Need I say that the occasion, which was graced by the political associates, friends, and well-wishers of the Gandujes, it is expected to expand the bond of friendship that has long existed between the Ibadan and Kano people.
Fusion of culture, indeed. Congratulations. Now, it was a roll call of eminent personalities from across the country who converged in Lafia, Nasarawa State to rejoice with the former governor, Senator Umaru Tanko Al-Makura, who gave out his daughter in marriage. Bilkisu Gukru has more.
From far away northeast, they met their way to Lafia in search of life partners. Finally, they found their soulmate in the family of former governor of Nasarawa State, Senator Umaru Tanko Al-Makura. That is the story of Sadiq Sani Kauje and Habib Muhammad Gidado. Dignitaries from far and wide joined them in Lafia to seal the union at a wedding fatia presided by the chief imam of Lafia. After payment of 100,000 naira each by the grooms for the two brides, the chief imam pronounced them husbands and wives. Former National Security Advisor General Ali Gusau gives out Iman Umar Tanko Al-Makura, while a business mogul, Dahir Mangal, presents Zaitun Umar Tanko Al-Makura to the groom's families. Prior to the wedding fatia, an event popularly known as Kamu in Hausa was held in honor of the two brides who prepared them for their matrimonial homes. The celebration continues at the International Conference Center, Abuja, where guests were treated to choice meals and drinks at a reception.
It's a day that every parent would wish to witness, a day when the conjugal relationship will mature and be witnessed by families. So my advice to the couple is to start their home based on trust and the fear of Allah. I'm happy, I'm thankful to Almighty Allah for witnessing this very important day in a parent's life.
Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong and other personalities handed down prayers and marriage tips for the couples.
To wish them good luck and to pray that they will have a very successful marriage.
It's a matter of patience and endurance.
these are two different people from different background, home, upbringing, and understanding, coming together to make up a home. So by the grace of God, I wish them the very best. May Allah bless the children. May they become the best lovers in their life. Anytime they have issues, they should try and sort it out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
congratulations to the newlywed. Now, at weddings like that, other occasions, chieftaincy titles and parties, food, very key. And if you are a food lover or one who loves to cook but lack required skills, there is good news for you. A mobile training kitchen has been unveiled by the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism to take care of that. As part of activities to mark this year's National Gastronomy Day in Abuja, the event was marked with a display of several rich Nigerian cuisines. Oyin Nayakalu Oka reports.
Nigeria is blessed with rich dishes from different ethnic groups. Food is part of its culture that speaks volume and tells stories from ages. As the world marked this year's Gastronomy Day, Naihoto celebrated it in a colorful way to showcase and promote the various cuisines from different parts of the country.
In the past 5 years, I bring my friends here in Nigeria for this visit that I have inherited today. It's a lot of, it's been a very long journey of pounded yam, of gari, of omo.
Our local foods and cuisine are so distinct and most of them are going extinct.
Spicing the day was the unveiling of the mobile training kitchen where anyone can walk in to pick a slice or be trained in cooking skills.
Nigeria is the hotbed of a vibrant culture. Most hospitable people, spectacular natural beauty with infinite possibilities. The gastronomy, as we know, the food, you can call it food tourism. It's just one of the aspects that we can market and attract visitors to Nigeria, and also not just inbound, even domestic tourism.
When we are identified with our kitchen, with our cuisine, I think we are developing our economy.
We are promoting our culture, our food, our iconic stabilities of the country.
The one of the day was a night of tribute to recognize 6 Nigerians who have done a lot towards the promotion of culture and tourism.
Hospitality and tourism means a lot. It contains a lot, and it teaches us the way forward.
I encourage all Nigerians to be promoting our culture in every little way you can start from.
This kind of event is very important for our country because it showcases the rich culture of our country, especially the food part of it.
With the team placing Nigerian food on international map, it was a day of fun and entertainment that held the attention of all.
Food, tourism, and hospitality command attention any day, especially as we Nigerians will like a blend of the three. I'm sure you agree with me, right? Okay. You also agree with me that we'll take a break. Welcome back. Creativity is often said to be the mother of invention. As a 33-year-old internally displaced person from Kerenowa in Mate local government area of Borno State invented and modeled a tricycle he named Trex, capable of providing efficient alternative in the transportation system. Umaru Kerewa will tell us more about the eye-catching innovation by the IDP who left his home on the shores of Lake Chad to get a new life in Maiduguri.
Ali Fidel Bulama engaged himself in welding and fabrication business to earn a living and pursue career in the field of endeavor, owing to series of daunting challenges in life, especially the Boko Haram crisis in the region. The young internally displaced person, who has over the years constructed series of technological facilities like Treasure, modified sliding gate, has now invented and modeled what he called Trex, an automated hybrid tricycle equipped with so many features for luxury.
It's work with petrol, everything like tricycle, like motor. It has the engine oil, everything, but it's very economic again and very easy to compare. I hope you enter it and enjoy it. It's very simple. It's full option.
The talented Ali said he is planning to add more features like radio for music and relaxation, windscreen and fan to cool the engine, among other aesthetic features for beautification and improved performance.
I come from Krenwa, Marche local government. We have chased by Boko Haram. That's why we come here as a migrant. We come to this place, we come to Maiduguri and find my workshop. Yeah, I get my workshop here. Then I start working gradually. Then I study in Ramat Polytechnic last 2008. I get my diploma. But my diploma in social work, not in engineering or anything, but just I have idea on that. The only challenges that I have got in this construction, early from the alignment. I have suffered for the alignment before I get the normal alignment, because the alignment is different as the tracks is. The alignment is different. It's not even taking me more time to do it because I like it so serious.
So it took you like how many?
6 months. 6 months because I have plenty work. I didn't get chance to do it.
Ali, a diploma holder in social works department from Ramat Polytechnic, Maiduguri, and currently an employer of labor with nearly 10 individuals working under him, is seeking for more support from government, non-governmental organizations as well as philanthropists to actualize his dreams of making the world a better place through constructions.
Supporting such creative talent by young inventors, according to experts in the industry, will further encourage others to do more by coming up with more technologies for the betterment of humanity and the nation.
I agree with you. Well done, Ali. The kind of news we want to hear always. And the type of news we certainly don't want to hear is our next story. Like other nights, residents of Taiwo Street in Agor Palace Way, Okota, Lagos, went to bed only to wake up and realize a neighbor has been beheaded overnight. The people are now living in fear, not knowing what will happen next. Annie Daniels will tell us more.
Driving in and out of Taiwo Street in Agor Palace Way, Okota, is one no road user would love to experience.
And Okada people, when rain fall, there will be no way for person to pass.
While still grappling with that, the unexpected happened. Residents of the street woke in the morning only to find the corpse of another resident outside his small kiosk.
They just come here around 6 o'clock
in the morning.
Say they keep for the place where they sell market, and I come see the dead body for ground.
They say the guy was cooking there that night, so they now caught him here. Then that night they say they have called Agor police station. Even that morning said they speak come. So we do peace. Because when I come, I make up peace here.
Not that they killed the man alone, but they killed the man and beheaded him.
I was also informed that the deceased has spent up to 20 years in the neighborhood.
People that were around when the thing happened said that they were hearing sound, but because it was around 2 a.m. in the morning, fear
we didn't allow them to come and rescue the money.
The looks on the faces of residents of Taiwo Street and environs depict fear of a reprisal attack.
I just hear some people, they are saying some people they're planning, but I never sure. I never hear about it. I don't know about it at all.
Even as early as 11 o'clock in the morning, while carrying out this assignment, some shops were still under lock and key.
Sometimes they close around 9, but now people close around 6, 5, 7 now.
These commercial motorcycle operators only wish aggrieved parties would give room for divine vengeance.
We need to leave that thing for God, because anytime when God won't catch that guy, we can't kill this man. Person not gonna know.
The Nigerian police is carrying out investigations on the matter. Newsline will keep you updated.
Scary times indeed, but people need to stay calm and vigilant, and we trust the police will look into the matter. Now, this is where we'll end this edition of Newsline. Thank you for being a part of it, and don't forget that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Good night and God bless Nigeria.